This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake that body.
Wake your fuck ass up.
I was there for that last one, but I didn't swipe anything. My friend did. Too bad I'm no snitch.
Yo, man, I don't get like, you know, it's only been a few. When Entourage first came out, I got hooked on that. Okay, I will admit. House of Cards.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, I got hooked on that.
Come on,
The Wire.
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan, I got hooked on that. Interesting enough, when The Wire was happening, I was actually working really hard on, you know, establishing my career. So I didn't watch a lot of TV. So I didn't get hooked on that till later. What's the one that I love that's when they're overseas?
The show with the girl?
Yeah, not Game of Thrones,
With
but
the girl.
they're in it.
Oh my gosh!
You got any more clues?
No, I just went blank because you like the show. It's the girl. It's the whole. Damn it! He talks about it all the time.
It's about
a white
espionage. It's
yeah.
about
What's the
the
show?
war in Afghanistan.
What is her name?
She wins. Homeland.
News.
Damn it.
I
Damn
keep
it.
calling her the girl. What the hell is her name?
Carrie.
No, her MC name. Not her MC name.
So now we got to look it up.
Damn.
Claire Danes.
There you go.
Damn,
Danes.
Claire. Sorry, Claire.
Thank God
And
for
then
high speed
naturally,
internet.
I was hooked on Empire because I did a couple of seasons of that show. And then I discovered this show, Power. And I start really getting invested into the characters. Omari's character, Ghost, I really like. He's such a talented, tremendous, layered actor.
And piece of chocolate.
Oh, come on.
Notori's character, yeah, we love her.
Yeah, yeah.
We know her from music and always being 100. Joseph's character, Tommy, you just like him. He seems like someone you grew up with on the block, right? And then it's Lucy Walters' character, Holly, who initially I was like, okay, she's sexy, you know. That's what I thought, you know. And then I stopped liking her. Like she's the one that comes in between you and your homeboy and break up the family. You know what I mean? Learn your combination to your safe and start, you know, stealing money slowly out your safe type person. She's a survivalist, you know. She will put herself first, manipulate and use you to make sure her well-being is great. It's what we're starting to find out about her. And when an opportunity came to have the person that plays Holly on our show, I just wanted to look her in her eye and for the first time tell her, I know you play Holly, and I don't know you personally, but you play her so well, I don't like you. Lucy, I had to get that off my chest. Welcome her to the show, Lucy Waters, ladies and gentlemen. Walters is here.
Well, I appreciate your candor.
Oh, my God.
I know where I stand.
Yes, sir. Wow, what a role.
It's a fun role. It really, really is. It is a gift.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we were saying, there's something so liberating about playing a character that you don't have to, there's not the pressure of making people like you. You can just lean into the ugly parts. And that is a gift as an actor.
I didn't know actors actually felt that kind of pressure that make it's a character, it's fiction, you know. So why does it matter if they don't like you? That means you play it well,
Right. I agree. But I think people have a tendency to conflate actors with characters because you don't know. It feels so personal to watch them every week. You feel like you know that person.
Yeah.
And so you only. That's all you know of them. You don't know anything about who I am, which I kind of like. But I think you know it's easy to think that you know who that person is because they play the part.
The part so well because you think that she must be bringing some of her to this character, right? So let me ask you, what are the things about Holly that are just like
That
Lucy?
Ooh.
You know, here's the thing. I'm going to sort of back up a little bit because
Okay.
I have to watch the show every week as an audience, and I understand as watching it, you know, with the audience, why people don't like Holly. That said, as an actor, it is my job to love Holly, and I love her so deeply. And I when I do my work for these episodes, Holly's not in the wrong. Holly's doing everything right. And when we frame the show as, what Holly needs to do to get through the day, she's totally right. Ghost, who is this guy? He's the one who doesn't fit in the picture. Now, that said, we watch the show and I can see this perfectly formed man. Yeah. We're definitely rooting for him. But, I always kid, like, Holly stole a pair of earrings. Yeah. Yeah. That's the worst thing that she has done. Everybody else on this show is stepping out on their marriages. They're killing people left and right. Holly.
She stole a pair of earrings. No, Lucy, I beg to differ. Okay. Holly has been coming between Ghost and his best childhood friend.
She is Yoko Ono.
Exactly.
She is.
That's funny.
Yoko Ono. Wow. So I beg. So your hair is blonde?
Right now, my hair is blonde. But I'm an actor. I'm a chameleon. I'll be whoever you need me to be.
Shit, I heard that. I saw Holly come out right there.
Lucy, I'm happy that you're here because you can shed so much light on Holly, but I'm also happy because I feel like you can clear the air on the case of 50 Cent, the director of Power, and his penis.
Oh!
What the hell happened with that?
I don't know. I'm like looking to Niall. Like, what happened? I have no idea. Yeah. I mean, I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let the moment breathe.
Just let the moment breathe.
Lucy got nothing on that one.
We got to see some ass and we got to see a lot of 50.
And that rarely happens when it comes to, the male body.
But, wake up. Exactly. And this is the thing that I always wrestle with, as a woman, there is no equivalent. I have to show my boobs all the time, and nobody wants to see a full-out penis, But there's no equivalent to that. So there's something really exposing about having to show your breasts, but they don't have that same thing. It's just there isn't an equivalent. And I guess what there is, nobody wants to see it. So it's just like nudity for men and nudity for women, it's a whole different thing.
Right.
What they do, they may as well be in a swimsuit. You know what I mean? It is actually pretty it's just not the same degree of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess 50 might think differently. He showed us a lot. I feel closer to him after that experience.
Well, that's how I feel about you. I feel close to you too.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of you.
Yeah.
Just don't whip your junk out right now.
Are you about to whip it out?
It's a radio show. I'll do whatever I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dare you. All right, so we're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. Lucy Walters is here, and I know it's a lot of Power fans. Any questions you want to ask? I'm in possession of next week's episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know what happens.
Ooh. Some fun stuff.
Sway the morning, call us. Lucy Walters is here. She plays Holly in Power. Congratulations to you. You've done a lot of roles. You put in a lot. You put in a lot of work. And
thank you for having me today. This is so fun to get to be here.
Absolutely. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Texas.
What part of Texas?
Houston and then Austin.
So how from Houston did you get into acting? Was it just a childhood dream, or did you fall into it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it really was a childhood dream, but I thought it was a dream. I mean, I honestly thought it was the equivalent of being like, someday when I grow up, I'm going to be a princess.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was to be an actor. Because, in my mind, you had to be, a supermodel or had to have been, born into that world. And it just felt really far away. So this has been a dream to feel like who am I certainly don't come from a family that this was at all a given. But it's kind of exciting that okay, you can just work really hard and outwork all those models. And,
so what were the first steps? Because there are a lot of people who are like, I live in the middle of nowhere. I do not have any actors on speed dial on my phone. Where do you begin?
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. For me, I began commercially. That was my way in because I didn't, I went to University of Texas, which I loved that school, but it also wasn't, a fancy conservatory where you come in with a showcase, and some of those, if you do that route, if you go to Juilliard, you can be showcased right out of school, and then the agents pick you up, and then you land your series right away. That was not my route, and that was a lot of it. Is that, like I said, I didn't even know that was a route that it existed. I went to my state school and got myself a good academic education because I thought that's what you do. That this felt like recess, like this was a fun complement, and I got a second degree in theater, but it was fun. Mm-hmm. And I kind of think that that's actually what has made me last in it, is that there was never pressure of what it was all upside. It was all, any small win was like, well, this is cool. Mm-hmm. There was no entitlement at all. Like I never felt like, well, I'm too good for commercials. It was just like, well, oh my gosh, I'm able to somehow pay my rent with commercials or with whatever. Like this is a win. And just working my butt off. And, the other thing is that I grew up as a violinist. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing in this industry, probably just in life, is sort of like figure out what you can do to set yourself apart from everyone else. And this is another whole conversation, but I feel like a lot of the things that I was always like trying to hide, that I've realized late in life are like, oh, these are my assets. Like, this is what you got to lead with, like there's something empowering. I mean, not to come back to, but sex scenes, like I spent my whole life wearing push-up bras, and now it's like, okay, there it is. It's out there. We got small boobs. Let's own it. Like,
own that, Lucy.
Like, here it is. But I sort of feel, I'm bringing this around to sort of saying that, like, you have to figure out what is your thing and and then shine that light on it. And so for me, I happened to have, one of the things that set me apart was that I was, from the millions of actors, is that I was a violinist. And so I was able to get a couple of interesting roles because the pool was narrowed because I had this special skill. But it doesn't have to be violin. You can find whatever your special skill is, and you're like, okay, suddenly there's not a million, 22-year-old girls that I'm competing against. It's like the 22-year-old girls who are in New York who happen to have this one required skill set for this role. And in doing that, I was able to sort of find my edge, make a couple fans, and then I could, separate and break out like, oh, she's not the one who plays violin that we need, but she also happens to be an actor, and we can move forward from there. Mm-hmm.
Dope.
I'm really liking Lucy now. Especially what you said about embracing, like, I see so many women, feel like they have to, and that's their prerogative, but feel like they have to meet a standard with, body issues and imaging issues, and embrace that shit.
Totally. And I don't mean to come back to this, but I feel like it is important. One of the journeys that I had with this role was like, oh my God, this is such a vulnerable character, and she's having to be out here completely exposed. And I made a pact with myself that I'm not going to be neurotic about it, that it is my job to show that there are different types of women's bodies out there. And like this, because I had a lot of baggage that I was, that I was a fraud, that they had cast me because of my, I'd worn my push-up bra, but like once they saw who I really was, I wasn't going to be enough. And I had that kind of baggage with me. And there was something to this, just be like, nope.
Let it go.
We are going to let it go. Like, I am Holly now.
Yeah.
And, like, this is what she looks like. And guess what? People of all shapes and sizes have sex.
Yeah. And listen, you got great nipples, too. So, that counts.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, a guy once told me everyone looks the same bent over.
Oh, yeah, that's facts. No, I'm just kidding. We got
not a keeper, that guy. Not a keeper.
we got Brian from Dallas on the line. Say hello to Lucy. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me, Sway.
Absolutely. What's your question?
I actually just wanted to call in and say I kind of agree with Lucy. Everybody roots against Holly because we feel like we're closer to Ghost. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, she's been doing nothing but holding down Tommy the whole time.
Totally.
And so we don't like it because she's trying to tear Ghost and Tommy apart, but she has been loyal to Tommy and looking out for him.
I appreciate that. I totally appreciate that.
Damn, the hood like you.
And she's the one who, from where I'm standing, she's the one who actually is aligned with Tommy's vision. She wants to be in the business. Mm-hmm. She's found a future in this, and it's Ghost who doesn't want any part of that. Like, from where I'm standing, I am the rightful partner.
For Tommy, right?
Yeah.
You wasn't there when they were shooting in the gym. That's the problem, Holly. You came on after they made it, and you broke them up.
Well, but it is funny. I mean, it is from where I'm standing. The love story is between Tommy and Holly because that is the paradigm through which I am looking at it. But the world is looking at it as a love story, and I mean a platonic love story. Obviously, these are not. But it's about those brothers, and it is a love story of those two men, and it's it's just how you frame it. I'm looking at it from a slightly different angle.
Yeah, well, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Team Ghost, obviously. Kevin is on the line from Florida. What would you like to say, Kev?
Well, good morning, Sway. Good morning, HB.
Hey.
Tracy G, the whole crew. I just want to say, Lucy, you're a great actress, and
thank you.
I appreciate the role that you're playing in Power.
Thank
but
you.
with all that being said, it's time for Holly to go. It's time for Holly to go. You play that character so good that I hate you so much.
I appreciate that, but it is true. It's like what we were saying. There's not, and Holly said it herself. She said, "Look, you can't have me and Ghost," and it sounds like the world is rooting for Ghost, but I'm rooting for Holly.
Well, here's the thing. We have Rotimi up here.
Oh, he's the best.
And he's playing excellent. He's doing excellent in that show. And he was telling us some stories of when you come to the table read and you don't know what's going to happen next in the script. And there's been people who found out that they were written out that the character dies or something and really just threw a fit.
Yeah.
What is that like for you every week?
It's so intense. I always joke that Holly came into this show. She's like a cat who came in on her 7th or 8th life. So it's all bonus, the fact that we're still around. She was shot season 1.
Yeah.
We were excommunicated, by Ghost season 2. I mean, she has gone through a lot. So it's all a gift, and I also believe that Courtney loves all of these people. They are all of these characters, I think, are a part of herself. So when she kills off a character, it's not personal. I mean, she's killing off a part of herself.
Yeah.
And so no one is safe. That is one of the reasons that the show is so wonderful and so intense is that, you fall in love with these people and then they're not there. I mean, Sean, that death.
Yeah,
that killed me. I was slayed because I love that character and I love that actor. But it's not a comedy. This is a world where and you have to, for those stakes to be real, people do have to die.
Right.
Ooh.
I just don't want it to be me.
Okay. Good. All right. DB, you want to, this is our first time on the show. You want to break her in?
All right. I came up with a little game. Since a lot of people view your character as a bit of a bad girl, I decided to put together a list of some of the bad female characters in movies and see which ones you think would win the battle of the best.
You're rich, you're famous, and you're probably pretty good at what you do.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
But we want to know who you would pick between the greatest matchups of all time. It's the battle of the best.
All right.
On Sway in the morning.
Lucy Walters is here.
Right. This is more like the battle of the worst. So you're going to pick 2 at a time.
Okay, perfect.
Who is the worst?
Okay, and will you guys help me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No.
I have huge holes in my pop culture knowledge, so there's this part of me that's
I try to make it as easy as possible.
Okay. Oh, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad.
Versus?
She's pretty badass. Here we go.
And she has a badass.
Ooh, Juliette Lewis as Mallory Knox in Natural Born Killers. Well, this is easy. Ooh. I mean, granted, I have not yet seen Suicide Squad, though I've seen the preview, so I feel like
you got some insight.
But I'm gonna have to go for Juliette Lewis. She just to me is the best, just in terms of trashy bad girl. Maybe that's because I traffic in some Holly, and we are cut from a very similar cloth. I like to think, but
seemed like y'all came up in the same small, dusty town somewhere. One gas station.
It was dusty.
Yeah, complicated backstories. Here we go. Oh, yes. Jennifer Jason Leigh as Hedra Carlson and Single White Female.
Crazy.
So good. So good. But equally as good, Glenn Close's Cruella de Vil in 102 Dalmatians.
102?
Is that the sequel?
Just...
It's not a sugar high.
I mean, I really do love Glenn Close, but I'm gonna have to say Jennifer Jason Leigh as Hedra. That's
in which movie?
Single White Female.
Single White Female. Okay.
That's
just amazing. That was They need a part 2 to that movie.
Yeah.
And I think Glenn Close was crazier in the other movie with Michael Douglas. What is she? Fatal Attraction.
I was gonna say that's where I
bitch.
thought they were going, and I do love 101 Dalmatians, but I'm partial to the cartoon.
But what about
instead of the remake?
102
Dalmatians? Her performance in that movie was,
Hey man,
would have
get the
convinced
fucking
you.
camera off.
Okay.
I really love this game, though. I am impressed.
We'll do one more.
Okay. Final round. Angelina Jolie as Maleficent.
Ooh.
She was pretty great.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was something very like arch in that, like very sort of campy in a really fun way. And Charlize Theron as Queen Ravenna. I'm having a hard time speaking, you guys. And
that's a
Snow
good one.
White and the Huntsman.
Oh, that's good.
Those are a good pairing too, because
Yeah.
they're kind of.
Beautiful villains.
This one isn't fair because I haven't seen Charlize Theron's work in Snow White, so I'm gonna have to go with Angelina. You can't go wrong with Angelina.
No.
I mean, you
Charlize,
can.
but
Let's be wrong. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know. I loved her like over the top performance.
Do you
of
agree
her.
with that one, DB?
I think I would because Angelina was kind of like almost like a Wicked Witch of the West, sort of. You know, like sadistic, mean. You know what I mean? Charlize. It was almost a battle between two bad people, so it's kind of hard to gauge who was the worst of the two. So,
I'm not in a good position because I haven't seen it. But I sort of like that Angelina it felt like she was almost playing on herself. It was like, these are how the world sees me, and I'm going to like lean into that. Like I felt like she was somehow using, I know here we've been talking about separating characters, but I felt like she did a good job sort of using what we've projected onto Angelina for that role.
That's deep.
Lucy Walters, it was an absolute joy to have
Yeah.
you
Oh
on
my
this
Gosh,
show.
this was
Absolutely.
such a pleasure.
Great,
Thank
great,
you
great,
guys.
great
You guys are
seeing
the
you in
best.
person.
I want to hang out all the time. Let's just have a party.
Anytime. And then you make sure you watch Power on Starz Sundays, 9 p.m. Get to know this series if you haven't yet.
Yes, and thank you guys for calling in.
Absolutely. Continued success to you.
Thank you, and to you.
Absolutely. We got Eric Thomas, motivational speaker, PhD, up next. Sway in the morning, Shade 45.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
On Shade 45.
Kilo.